So, today we are going to talk about food sources from animals. Think about the food you ate today. Maybe it was chapati, a pair of boiled eggs, some curry with a side salad, a spoon of honey dipped in a glass of milk. Ever stop to wonder where do all these foods come from? Some of them clearly come from plants. For example, wheat in your chapati or vegetables in your salad or sabji, whatever you eat. So here's the question, what about animals? Do they give us food too? Let's find out how animals fill our plates with tasty and important foods. Get ready, this is going to be an exciting food adventure. So let's start with something that most of us have seen, milk. Whether it's in your morning tea, or your school tiffin, or your evening breakfast, milk is a regular guest at the table. We usually get milk from cows, buffaloes, and goats. And when I say we, I mean humans. For us, they are common source of milk. There is a good reason why milk is such a big part of our meals. It helps us grow strong, it keeps our bones and skeletal structure healthy, and it gives us energy. Now, some people even call milk a complete food. But what does that even mean? Let's think about this from a scientific angle. You might have heard advertisements claiming that milk has a calcium, a lot of energy, and they are not lying. Calcium is the major source in milk. But is it all? Well, that's not the case. It also contains proteins, it also contains fats, and much more. Let's put it this way, no single food gives just one thing. One food can provide a mix of benefits and important factors for our growth and health. Milk is a great example. It gives us many helpful parts in our body that it needs for growth and being healthy, just in different amounts. Some are there in larger amount like calcium and protein in milk, and some are given in less amounts in the milk like fat and much more. And this is the case with most of our food products. Now let's move on to some delicious parts. Things that we make from milk are called dairy products. Curd, butter, ghee, paneer, cheese, all these ingredients, all these food ingredients or items that you use in daily life are basically dairy products, which means they are created from milk in some or the different processes. We use them in n number of scenarios like we eat butter on our parathas, we eat cheese in our maggies, we eat paneer in our sabji, right? So next time whenever you're eating one of these items, just remember it all started with a glass of milk. And while we are talking about milk, let's talk about something new. While many people drink milk, some people choose not to. Why? Because these people don't eat or use any food that comes from animals, and they are called vegans. They are just like vegetarian and non vegetarian, but in a slightly different way where they are not using any products that are coming from animals. And that's okay. It's just like being vegetarian or non vegetarian. We all have different food habits, and learning about them helps us understand and respect each other better. Alright, moving from milk to something you might find in your breakfast. Let's talk about eggs. Ever had a boiled egg in your breakfast? Or maybe you would have scrambled it and enjoyed it with some veggies and spice, burji as we call it. Or you would have watched someone crackled it into a pan and watched it sizzle. You can see that eggs are very simple to make. They are very tasty and they are super flexible. When I say flexible, you can basically eat them in any way that you want to. Most of the eggs that we eat are, do come from hens and sometimes from ducks. These birds are raised on farms and taken care of by people. Birds like chicken and ducks, kept for their eggs or meat, they are called poultry. It's a good word to remember, right? Poultry. Most of us would have heard that eggs are full of proteins. You might have heard people around you who are going to gym or who are working out, who are working on their bodybuilding. You might have heard them say कि eggs provide energy, eggs provide nutrients, eggs provide proteins. But have you ever wondered what these terms mean? Protein, nutrients. That's a whole another video of discussion of what proteins and nutrients are, and we will definitely have it. As of now, the one thing that you need to remember is that eggs give us some really helpful things for our body that helps us grow, that helps us stay strong, and above all, helps us feel energetic. Next up on our food plate journey, meat and fish. You might have heard of dishes like chicken curry, mutton chops, or fish fry. These are some of the common examples of what we call non vegetarian foods. We get meat from animals like chicken, goat, and fish. These animals are raised or caught for food in many parts of the world. There is a specific term for every meat items based on their origin animal sources. Similarly, people living near rivers or seas often eat more fish because it's easy to find there. It's logical, right? Now, just a couple of minutes ago, we learned about the term for keeping and raising chicken and other animals for the use as food products. Do you remember? Yes, it's called poultry. Similar way, catching or farming fish is called fishery. Now, that's a new word that you can remember. Now, here's something many people get confused about. If it comes from animal, it must be non-veg. But is that really true? Think about it. Milk, as we just saw, comes from cows. So, do we consider milk as a non-veg? Not really, right? So, basically, non-vegetarian food is where animal body parts are used as foods. So, not all animal based foods are non veg. Good to know, right? And now, the sweetest gift from animals, honey. You would have seen n number of cartoons up to this point to know this. Honey is made by bees or honeybees as the people call it. And the honey is formed in a structure that is formed by bees, and we call the structure beehive. Bees and beehive. But do you know how it is actually made? How is honey actually made? For that, we have to zoom in a bit to this structure. Bees fly from flower to flower, collecting a sweet liquid called nectar. And they put this nectar in the hexagonal holes of this structure of beehive. That nectar is converted into honey. It's a collective teamwork of bees and flowers working together. Did you know a single bee visits hundreds of flowers in a day? And just to make one spoon of honey, a bee may visit thousands of flowers. That's a lot of buzzing for just a bit of sweetness. Honey isn't just delicious, it's a tiny story of effort, nature, and care, all packed into one golden drop of honey that we consume. It is also very nutritious and it provides us so many benefits for our growth and health. So, these are some of the common food sources or items that are coming from animals. Let's shift our question to a bit different approach. Do all people eat the same foods from animals? Not always, right? And that's what makes food culture interesting. What we eat depends on family traditions, where we live, and personal choices. Some people eat both plant and animal foods. Others are just vegetarian and may avoid meat. One family might enjoy chicken curry, another might prefer dal and paneer. Both are healthy in their own way. Food habits can also depend on the geography. Coastal communities may eat more fish, while mountain families may drink goat or yak milk. Some people choose certain foods because of beliefs and values, others simply eat what they grew up with. What I mean to say is there is no one right way to eat. What matters is respect. Whether someone eats meat or not, we can all be kind and curious about each other's food. After all, food connects us and helps us learn about each other. So what have we discovered today? We have discovered that animal gives us food like milk, egg, fish and honey. We learned that milk is called a complete food because it gives us many helpful things. And this is the case with many of the food items that we consume. One item provides us a mix of benefits. We also learned that eggs and other foods gives us strength even if we don't always see how. We also learned that not all animal based foods are non-veg. Milk and honey are good examples of it. We also saw and tried to understand that people eat differently based on their tradition, geography, or choice. And perhaps the most important thing, that not everyone eats the same food. And that's perfectly okay. Some people eat eggs and fish, and that's fine. What makes food choices so unique is this diversity of choices. People eating certain things, people not eating certain things. Food is not just something we eat, it's a way to understand the world, to share, and to show kindness. That's a wrap on this video. Let's meet in some other video in the next session. Thank you.